All right, we're back. Painting Happy Little Minis.
We're here.
It's Kurt and myself, your host, Rick. And we're doing some Massive Darkness.
What is that?
Okay, so Massive Darkness is a new board game by CMON or not. It is, let's just read the back here so we don't mess it up. It's huge.
The thing's a brick.
Will you play a tough dwarf, a cool elf, or a stalwart human? Will you choose a career as a battle wizard, a nightshade ranger, or a shadow barbarian?
A cool elf? It's an
Yeah.
oxymoron.
I know. Gather your friends, build your party up, and delve down into Massive Darkness. Explore the dungeon, upgrade your hero with experience and magic weapons, and face hordes of awesome miniatures. No need for a game master. Everyone plays on the same team, while enemies are controlled by the game itself, using simple rules.
Okay.
So you can play Massive Darkness' story through 10 quests of increasing difficulty, or create your own saga with the included modular tiles. Your heroes evolve during the game, growing in power until they meet their ultimate foe and claim their legacy as the new Lightbringers. So that's the game in general.
So it's a dungeon crawl tile-based game. That's cool.
Yeah. 3 generations ago, glorious heroes called Lightbringers drove away the darkness, the will of evil, and its armies.
Where's the sound effects, Johnny? Come on.
I know, right? All right.
God, he's the worst. God.
For years, evil dwarves, goblins, and orcs patiently awaited for revenge. The time has come. Our enemies of old are taking arms at the darkness's command, hiding away in remote caves and abandoned dungeons. They stole the artifacts of the Lightbringers and made pacts with savage monsters. The nightmarish horde will put an end to civilization unless a new generation of heroes stands up. So that's the game.
Is that the players, the new generation of heroes?
Yeah, the new generation of heroes, Massive Darkness.
I like it.
This game comes with 75 miniatures. Just this box.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's Cool Mini or not, so they're known for loading in a lot of miniatures. And this was obviously a Kickstarter that people are getting now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so that's pretty cool.
So just to show you, so this comes with 75 miniatures. Shang, would you do me a huge favor?
Oh, geez.
Just outside on the white table is a bunch more boxes of miniatures for this game. If you could bring those in here, please. I want to show you that how much more it's going to be coming in with this game as far as like expansions. It's crazy.
So as I said, I believe the Kickstarter people are getting their Kickstarters now. When can we expect to see these in the shop?
See, that's a great question.
Yeah.
If Jared is watching us, please
and
answer
I'm
that
sure,
question.
if we're not able to answer this right now, I'm sure if you go to the website, they'll have more information there and whatnot.
No, the boxes that are wrapped up. There's ratlings and troglodytes.
You're a troglodyte. My wife's favorite word, by the way.
Troglodyte. That's her favorite word, right?
It's her literal favorite word.
It's a good word. Yes. So here's a bunch more product, and I think there's even more out there, isn't there?
Yeah.
So
should have carried it all at once.
Boom.
Come on, Shane.
Oh yeah, that was funny, right?
Thank you, Shane. All right, so here's a whole pack of new, a quest of crystal and lava, some new campaign and 6 new crystal and lava tiles, 9 massive darkness tiles, so there's more there. There is the Blood Moon Assassins versus the Elephant, or the Hellephant, which is a giant, look at the size of that
Number
thing.
one, great name for a creature.
Yeah, the Hellephant.
Great name. How has that never been coined?
Then there is the Reptosaurians. Yeah, bring them on in, Shane. No worries. The Reptosaurians, which gives you, looks like 18, 19,
Thanks,
20, 21, 22 more miniatures.
That's a stack of boxes.
Yeah. There is the Sorcerers versus Tusk. Tusk is a big bad guy.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
Show them those swords.
Yeah.
Yeah,
see if I can throw it in the close-up right here.
We'll see. Well, probably not, but we're going to try.
Too close.
All right, too close. All right, how about overhead?
Those swords are ridiculous.
Yeah, you can see it pretty good there. The big miniature.
I need to paint that.
Yeah, that's super cool.
There's no want.
Then there's also the Noble Warriors versus the Cockatrix.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. Then there's an enemy box, and this is the Troglodytes. You know those cave-dwelling stinkies?
Love them.
Yes.
So good.
Which also has like a big Minotaur miniature too. Yeah, so here's a picture of that Minotaur that comes in that box. Check that out. So that's pretty
I'm glad
cool.
that they came out with a lot of stuff right off the bat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's, again, cool or not, when they did the others.
I guess that's the beauty of kind of the Kickstarter
Yeah.
Model of doing it. Is one of the good things is you get a lot of stuff at the start.
Here's another Heroes versus Monster set.
That thing's huge.
Yeah, this is the Warrior Priest versus the Spear Maiden Cyclops. So that's kind of neat. And lastly, in this lot of awesome, is one of my favorite types of creatures, the ratlings, which would make amazing were-rat type creatures.
Always been a fan of were-rats.
18, 19, 20, 22 miniatures in that box as well. So, I mean, it's a lot of miniatures. So, Massive Darkness, if you guys are into it,
They weren't kidding when
check
they
it
were
out.
massive, were they?
They were not.
They're not joking.
I think that was their whole plan, right?
I think that's smart.
It's super cool.
So who do we got online so far?
Well, we've got, I thought I saw Drew in here with 1 Inch Heroes. And then there's Dan. Thinking I will have to get my gaming group together to pull our money to buy all of this.
Yeah.
Wow, that is an insane amount of minis. It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
We have someone posing as Game Trade Media in Florida, partaking in some Dole Whip action.
Oh, that guy.
That guy.
God.
Hey, Josh. 1 Inch Heroes.
Have an extra Dole Whip for me, Josh. I know it's a little bit much, but you can do it.
Drew says, "Oh man, I just got my Massive Darkness game. I can't wait to paint the Hellhound."
Yes.
Kanan and them are actually have theirs out in Vegas, and they've been playing it. They're on their 4th mission.
Really?
Hey, mate. And and he also got the full load too in his case.
Oh yeah. It looks like that's the way to go. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so good.
All right, so I am painting the Hellhound.
Okay.
And Kurt set me up with all the paints I'll be needing for this particular miniature so that I do it right.
Which is going to be cool. He's going to be doing flame techniques, which is definitely out of his comfort zone. He's never tried it before.
Yep.
So we're going to see how that works out. I'll be painting the Abyssal Demon. Because I haven't painted red in a while. And I want to paint red. And you can't stop me.
I won't stop you.
Dang it.
Do your
I'm
thing.
going to do it. Now, while that's drying, the other thing I have here is the High Troll.
Oh, yes.
Dude.
I am the High Troll.
Dude.
Bro, seriously. Wait,
I ain't gonna lie, there's a lot of trolls I would mess with.
right?
Key being the High Troll, because
yeah.
if it chases you, just throw some Funyuns on, he'll chase it down.
Whoa.
Bro!
These are great.
I'll go after those.
Oh my God, yes.
That is an awesome model, though. I like the look of the High Troll because it's like it's got more of an olive skin, which I'm not used to painting.
Okay.
So that right there makes me happy.
So we're painting basically the bosses. I guess,
the big things
from the main box. And here's one of them right here on the close-up spinner. It is the Lily Arch, the Lesser Roaming Monster. She kind of has that Medusa, Shiva thing going on, kind of like a Naga, if you're familiar with those in D&D terms. Half
well, no, not
half snake, half human, but with multiple arms.
It
kind
would
of
be
like
the
Shiva.
Merilith in D&D.
Merilith, you're right,
Yeah.
Okay.
The from the Abyss.
Yes.
Yep.
And she looks amazing. Has like
Ridiculous
amount of swords.
I mean, if she's anything like D&D, you don't want to mess with that thing.
So we have her.
In general.
Right. Then there's a giant spider, which you can never go wrong with a giant spider. That thing is massive.
It's adorable.
Right.
And what's underneath the spider? Is it laying eggs or laying other spiders? What is it
That's
doing?
a good question. Let's take a look. It looks like it could be just a rocky formation, maybe. Or
No, I don't think
you don't
it
think so. You
is.
think it is laying eggs?
I think those are baby spiders or something. I don't know. No, maybe I'm wrong.
That Spear Maiden Cyclops is
I feel like I'm
equally ugly
investigating
and
this too
awesome. Scott Hamlin's wondering what kind of primer. Yeah, like Drew says, any primer basically will do. And there's techniques you can use in the priming. What's the thing that they've been telling us to try? That Dave did, where he had a black primed model, and then he does like a little bit of a gray primer across it to give it the shadowing.
Right.
What is that called?
I don't know.
Dang it.
Glad I could help. All right. So while my Abyssal Demon...
Hey, speaking of primer, what's up with all the fumes going on in there?
What fumes?
We don't know what you're talking
Why
about.
is this pink elephant talking to me?
Yeah, you should. Yeah, if you're gonna prime something too, do it in a well-ventilated space.
Yeah?
I did it outside, but it wasn't
And you
quite dry, and I brought it back in.
Brought it back in?
Yeah,
Yes.
because we have to. We gotta get to the business.
Well, I appreciate it. And so does Johnny.
Johnny loves it.
And the pink elephant in the same room as Johnny. All right, so yeah, getting base coats down, all of the most fun part of painting miniatures. But what's everybody else working on? I mean, we heard some of the other people in there that are actually working on these miniatures. But what else are people working on these days?
Yeah. All the big monsters in this kit are amazing. They knocked it out of the park with this set. Hey, Andrea, welcome from Italy, Torino. That's awesome. Thanks for watching us. Appreciate it. Yeah, so what's everybody else working on as far as their miniature paints right now? But the one good thing about this game, too, is you don't have to put any of these miniatures together. So as soon as you get the box, you can just break it open and play.
Yeah, because it still has that board game kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't have to do this, but it's what we do.
It's what we do.
I mean, it'd be real boring just to sit here and stare at them.
Yeah, and just be like, and talk about unpainted minis.
Wouldn't these be cool if they were painted?
All right, so I went through and did the
dry brush.
Yeah, I tried to get just the spots you mentioned.
Yeah, don't forget the head. Yeah, it's okay if you hit anything else. Yeah, it's okay. You just want to make sure it's real dry. That's the key. If it's any moisture in there, it's going to have streaks and whatnot. So, but yeah, go ahead. You can get. Don't worry about hitting any of the flames. That's okay because we're painting over that first thing.
Currently working on a Yin Karn and a Blood Bowl team for commissions and a Kingdom Death mini personally. This is coming from Drew.
Those Kingdom Death miniatures.
Ridiculous.
So good. So good. I know I stood in line at Gen Con for somebody, a friend of mine, to pick up some of the miniatures. And I'll tell you what, it was a test to not be like, and for me.
Right.
Because those models are legit.
Yeah. I kind of fell into that same kind of thing with those dang Arena Rex miniatures.
Yeah, you did.
Because it's
a fun game.
And I love the miniatures. I wish we distributed them. Hopefully one day that'll change, and then
indeed,
then I can actually bring them on and talk about them.
You just want to paint them.
I do. I mean, I'm going to paint them, but I'd much rather paint them with everybody being able to watch.
You're never going to paint those.
I will. I took the time to put them together.
Did you?
Yeah.
And you did the. It doesn't matter.
The Magnus.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So now there's been a lot of dungeon crawl games out there, so I'm excited to see how this one, changes the mold a little bit from the other ones. I mean, just from the miniatures alone, it's enough to get me, to make me curious about giving it a whirl and whatnot.
Absolutely.
And I keep getting updates now for the Song of Ice and Fire box set that they put out also. I just got a new update last night on it, talking about how terrain works and whatnot. They have a terrain piece for the Song of Ice and Fire game that is literally a pile of corpses.
Oh, nice.
Much like the Battle of the Bastards.
Okay.
So you can litter them all over the field and stuff like that. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
And they affect the battle, which is cool.
Steve says he's working on too many things at once. Yeah. Ashley personally started on the Hellhound this weekend.
Nice.
All right. Hey, Ashley, if you're not already in the Painting Happy Little Minis group, and for everybody else that's watching and everything, go and join the group. It's where we all share the miniatures that we're painting once they're complete as well, and showing different progress, and a great place to ask questions because the community that we're putting together is really supportive.
If you've been doing this a long time, it's great to put your work up also, just so people can be like, wow, how did you do that? You know what I mean? Like, how did you do the eyes? How did you do the tattoo work, or what have you? It's a great place to kind of get the community talking and get people to progress their hobby. That's the whole point.
Yup. All right.
Nice. Yes. All right.
Now
Step one is done. Yep.
On the flames.
Yep.
And this is like actual painting it on.
Painting it on.
Dry brushing.
Nope. Okay. So paint it on. You don't want it to be too wet, because if it's too wet, it's going to take the entire day to dry.
Right.
So yeah, just do the little bit of water to it, and you'll be fine.
So you guys know I'm using the Army Painter War Paints for this project. Kurt is using Citadel paints. We recommend use the paints that you enjoy.
Don't use house paints.
Yeah,
use house paints.
And oil paint.
I mean, maybe you could. I've never used oil-based paints, but maybe you could.
Too expensive. That would be way expensive.
They are. That would make this hobby more expensive, which I wouldn't suggest. But yeah. I mean, we've talked about what paints to use and whatnot. There's a lot of great paints from a lot of great companies out there, and with the painters that we've talked to, a lot of them actually use paints from all of them.
Yeah.
You know, everything from P3 to Vallejo to the Citadels and the Army painters. So yeah, it's find the ones that work best for you, because no paint line is perfect. Yeah. So everyone's going to have the ones that stand out. So try them all out. Even Apple Barrel has a place.
And for terrain.
It's true.
Yeah, mix and match.
I have a ton of those. I uncovered a box the other day and I had about 50 in there.
Apple Barrel?
Yes, and that's for terrain stuff.
So I'm putting this on all the flame spots.
All the flame.
Okay.
Flame on, as it were. I lost my brush. I found my brush. So yeah, just waiting for the crevices in this fellow to dry here. I thought he'd be done by now, but that's okay. That's all right.
It is all right.
That's all right.
It's a little bit of all right.
So aside from the painting projects you're all working on and whatnot, what else are you getting into? I know Baltimore Comic-Con came and went this past weekend.
It did.
And how was that? I didn't get a chance to go. So how was it?
It was good. We had Ken Lashley, who is the artist right now on X-Men Gold.
Nice.
Was at our booth. And then, of course, Mia was at our booth as well, cosplayer who's been on this program a couple of times.
She still is one of the only ones to finish a model.
That's right. Yeah, it's actually finished a model while on the show. And then we had our backdrop set up with a big truss system, much like we have in here. And we were doing interviews the first day with a bunch of the artists and creators and publishers and stuff. And then we just turned into a photo op with the Iron Man statue we have here at the office. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And so everybody came by and did their selfie station with Iron Man, and it was a lot of fun.
It's a little bit too stiff.
Okay.
So is it the dry? You're using a dry brush.
Oh.
So use that one and get more paint in the brush.
All right.
There you go. Load it up. Get it down there. Don't be afraid. There you go.
All right.
So I saw the Iron Man pictures. That the thing's legit.
Yeah.
The thing is no joking around. Did it light up, or was that just a reflection of the picture?
Just reflection off the.
Because I saw him there's no way that thing's lighting up too. So was it pretty crazy the whole weekend?
Yes, it was busy the entire time.
Really?
Yeah, which is good. And then hopefully that'll translate to, some people following us on social media so that they'll not miss out on any other fun things we do, which is pretty much why we're there.
I guess that makes sense, doesn't it?
And then next week is New York Comic-Con, and be heading up that way. So that should be
all the Comic-Cons.
Yeah, and that'll be the last Comic-Con I have this year. And then it'll be PAX Unplugged will be the last convention for me. Yes, and
that's in November.
It is in November, and it should be a blast.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be the goods. If you're in the area of Philadelphia, right?
Yep.
If you're in the Philadelphia area, guys, and you're gamers, it's the first one ever, and you're not going to want to miss it.
Yes, it's going to be insane.
I mean, if this thing carries on, in the same vein as, say, a Gen Con, what I wouldn't give to say I was at the first Gen Con.
Oh my God, right?
It's just a nerd accolade that I would love to have, so, and this could very well be that. This could very well be that cool. So, and PAX, they usually do a pretty darn good show, so.
Yeah, it's a Reed Pop convention. The same people who do New York Comic-Con and all your other PAX video game type conventions and C2E2, TwitchCon, So I think it's gonna be pretty all right.
And you're gonna be there.
And I'm gonna be there.
So it'll be worth it just to stop by and say hi also.
Correct. Well, yeah, I mean, I think you're gonna be there too.
I believe I am going to be there.
Yeah. So, no worries. You get to see both of us. Oh, and Johnny.
Who? Never heard
Johnny,
of him.
This guy. That guy. Ugh. Ugh. He'll be there. What's up, James? Jeffrey says, good morning, everyone. Mate, oil-based paints are good for washes. What do you guys think of the new Star Trek series? I have not watched it yet.
I watched it. Surprisingly, I never caught up. But I watched it last night.
Okay.
And overall, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
And I'll continue with it. What I don't like about it is I could tell from the commercials that it might be a problem. So you know how the Abrams films, they occasionally do like the bright flashes, the camera flashes.
Flares.
Yes. So it's chock full of lens flares, but and that didn't bother me as much. What I hated was the weird angles. Let's come into a room, but we're going to be half sideways.
What?
Why? What does that... Why?
Okay.
Come on. And so it took away from me. You know,
Okay.
You come into the bridge and there's something serious, but the camera's askewed. it's not with the correct angle.
Someone taking artistic license?
Yeah. So that was my complaint. Overall, though, I thought the show was cool. I liked where it went.
Okay.
I'm excited to give it a whirl.
But it's, from what I understand, it's difficult to watch because you can't watch it on regular television.
Get the first episode was free, and you can sign up for a week free, so you get to watch the second episode, and then you can base your opinion on that.
And this is on their streaming service?
It's on their streaming service. So, yeah. Well, I think it's a silly notion, but, that's what they want to do.
They want to try it out.
They want to try it out. If it's successful, who am I to say it's silly?
Yeah, all right. Right. But I have been watching The Orville.
I did not watch
the most recent one?
No, I did not watch the most recent one.
Okay.
I don't believe so. What was it?
It was last Thursday, and it had to do with
yes, the baby.
Child.
Yes, did watch it. Yes. So yeah, no, Orville, very good. Enjoying it so far.
Yup.
I like so. Here's my critique of the Orville. It actually was more serious than I expected it to be.
I agree.
I expected to be all, not to quote Jane Silent Bob, but D and fart jokes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But that's what I expected from the Seth MacFarlane. You watch A Million Ways to Die in the West, you got what you thought. Not the case with the Orville. And I watched an interview with him, and he's saying, how he wanted to be, kind of a serious tones, but with a comedic backdrop.
Yeah.
I think it's very well done.
Yeah, I think they're doing pretty well. I think it's going to have its growing pains, but if the fandom cannot be so judgmental and just watch it and enjoy it, it'll be along for a while.
You stop it. Being judgmental is what being a nerd is.
Yeah. Yeah, but that can also, I think, kill a cool product that may hit its stride in the second half of the season.
Maybe. No, I think I see promise with both shows. So.
Yeah. Well, the captain on the Star Trek show from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yes.
I love everything I've ever seen her in.
I thought she was awesome in Crouching. I did not care for her actually in this show. I don't know why.
Really?
Maybe it was just the camera angles and whatever. And her dialogue I thought was a little kind of robotic.
Okay.
But no, I thought the girl from Walking Dead was awesome. I thought she did a phenomenal job. I thought I liked the aliens. Seriously, I thought it was cool.
All right.
You like it. I hope it gets a little bit more Star Trek-y and that it seemed a little bit action.
Okay.
And I wanted to see a little more kind of substance.
I can see that. All right.
But otherwise, no. Good stuff.
Okay.
Good stuff.
So, for those of you that may be just tuning in, we are painting some miniatures. Some of the boss miniatures or the wandering monster miniatures from Massive Darkness. New board game by Kumini or Not. And yeah, the miniatures are slick.
Yeah, they're not joking around.
I'm doing a Hellhound.
Are you?
I am. And it's awesome. I'm going to let it dry a little bit here.
Yeah, it's going to need to.
And let everybody see it on the rotator.
Is my head down? Am I doing all right?
Johnny over here, coming here to snatch us up and tell us to
Johnny on the spot.
Doing the right things.
You keep your head down. No one wants to see your face.
I'm sorry.
And you guys might have heard me call out to Shang earlier. Shang is our new hire, who's a video editor, and we'll be doing some videography as well and stuff. So, hi, everybody say hi to Shang.
Welcome, Shane.
There he is.
Woo-hoo. Johnny, I thought you said you could handle everything.
Yeah, I have to handle your paint spills.
The aliens on the Orville looked way better than the Klingons on Star Trek Discovery, from Jeffrey. I actually like Orville better. Orville is great. The Orville is smart but still funny.
Yeah.
Jeffrey said, "You want action? Watch season 6 and 7 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine." That's true. That is true. 6 and 7 of Deep Space Nine when they're going to, I think it's Dominion.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so good.
I actually have not fully watched it. My wife yells at me.
Jordan says that he's actually really worried about doing the Hellhound as he hasn't had much experience with painting flames. So Kurt gave me a palette to use to paint this creature, and I'm going to tell you how he has it set up. So he had me do a dry brush over the muscle areas of the miniature using the Castle Gray from Army Painters. Then he's having me do a paint on the flame areas with a base of ash gray, which will be followed by a dry brush.
No.
An actual paint.
Full on paint of white.
Of matte
and
white.
I'll probably still take 2 coats of that.
Okay.
Yep.
And then followed that up with Babe Blonde.
So yeah, so you want a bright yellow for the next, and what you're gonna be doing when he gets to it is with the flames. You're gonna be painting that on also. There's no more dry brush. So you're painting it on, but you're gonna be leaving a little bit of a gap from where the flames meet the base of the body. So there's a little bit of gap, and every consecutive layer of paint that goes on onto the orange is gonna follow that same technique.
And then red.
Yep. So you're gonna keep leaving that little gap, so it's gonna show it kind of get darker as it gets closer to the end of the flame, and at the very end of the flame, you do a couple black tips, and call it a day. So it's pretty,
nice.
it's gonna take a little time to try it out. This is the first time he's ever tried it out, also.
Yeah.
So yeah, fool around with it. And it's just a basic flame tutorial. You can see something similar like that on, I think Duncan Rhodes on the Warhammer TV did it similarly.
Okay. Yeah, so if you guys want to check out some other good content with painters, check out Warhammer TV for some good tutorials there. Also, the app that they came up with.
Yeah, the painting app. So
cool.
The painting app is definitely more geared towards their product. So you could literally click on a Bloodthirster or whatever, and it'll tell you all the paints required to do it, the techniques they use. It's actually a really cool app.
Okay.
For Games Workshop products, and it's free.
Yeah. But we're here today to talk about cool mini or not.
That's right. And let me tell you what, as of right now, I'm going to say cool.
Cool.
And not.
Yep.
Because these things are nasty.
That's nasty in a good way, ladies and gentlemen.
Is there any other nasty?
Miss Nasty, if you...
I don't know what that means.
No? Nasty. Nasty
boys. Oh,
yeah.
God. The worst. You're aging us again.
I know, right? Dang it. Everybody's been like, how are these guys even relevant? They're so old.
Seriously. The worst. The worst.
All right. Hi, Drew. What's shaking? James is there. We're playing our second mission tonight. I love these minis. That's coming from Brian Moore.
Nice.
Yeah, the Dominion War. That's what it was. I'm actually really, okay. So very cool. So if you guys would be so kind, if you're new to watching our program, we really do appreciate you joining us. We enjoy having new people in our community. If you're watching us, say hi, because it looks like we have like 44 people watching us right now, rotating through as the numbers do fluctuate. So we know that there's some people going back to lunch or just checking in to see what we're painting. But if you're there, say hi. We'd like to hear from everybody that's watching. I mean, even if you are just have us on as background noise or whatever, we'd like to give a shout out to everybody.
Maybe a thumbs up.
Or
maybe
a like.
Maybe an emoji.
A like or an emoji, if you will, just to let us know you're watching. That'd be great. And also, if you are so inclined, please share our content, this video, and anything that you might find on our Facebook page enjoyable with your friends on your Facebook page. Let them know that, hey, there's some crazy guys painting some miniatures over here.
Talking about Orville and crap.
Right.
I gotta say, I'm surprised at the response of people liking the Orville more than the Star Trek. That's interesting.
Right?
I'm not disagreeing. I just not what I expected.
Well, it kind of is interesting because, like, at the Comic-Con this weekend, I talked to these guys that have a comic book called the Salvagers.
Yeah.
You've heard of them.
Yeah.
And
I'm not big into the comic books, but I have heard of that.
Yeah. And they would be a great like theme in any type of like sci-fi, because it takes place out in space and it's.
Do they have a game coming out?
Nope.
No, it's not them. No.
No.
Hey Rick, that was the guys from Source Point Press, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Source Point Press is the company that publishes them. Yes, it was. There's an echo. I hear it. But yeah, they have a really cool IP in their comic, The Salvagers. So they also have a Kickstarter going on right now. If you guys want to check that out, just look up Salvagers on Kickstarter.
What's the Quick section? Is this for more books or?
Yeah, they're doing a volume 2 to their book.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what I saw. Because I know I saw it.
I just posted it up.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah, because I backed it.
That's probably what it was.
But yeah, so there's lots of cool stuff in our. If you're a sci-fi fan, there's lots of stuff out there going on. But this game, particularly Massive Darkness, is more along that dungeon delve.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of successful dungeon delves out there, and I mean, there's a lot of calling for it, and there has been since the Hero Quest days.
Oh my God, yes.
Which was the gateway drug for a lot of people, myself included.
So I'm wondering though, is what IPs along this line are like gonna be optioned into like television? Because we do talk about TV shows a lot while we do these miniatures, and how cool would it be if they came out with an animated.
That's good, by the way.
Thank you. Like an animated Massive Darkness Netflix series.
Right. I mean, I love the art style. Also, that's the other thing I want to say is they did an excellent job with the cartoony art style, but like anime style.
Yeah,
I love it.
So I think I would actually watch at least a season of this, if they did it on Netflix. Netflix, if you're listening, check it out, because
I'm almost positive Netflix is listening right now.
Always.
Almost positive.
Them and Google, they're always listening.
I'm almost positive.
So, did everybody go to their local game store this past weekend?
I did not.
Or a local game store?
I know the Magic pre-release happened this last weekend.
Yeah, for, I can't even think. Dino Riders. It's excellent. Yeah, something like that. Bringing back some dinosaur action into the game. Right? So, yeah, I went to a couple of different game stores this past weekend. Said hi, or not this past, last week. This weekend I was at the Comic-Con, of course. But this past week I went to Critical Hit out in Bel Air again, kind of checked out what they had going on. And they were playing a bunch of miniature games when I came in, so.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, which is a testament to miniature gaming, with like Massive Darkness and all the other miniature games that are out there. They're very popular, so if you want to get into a new game, this would be a great new game to get into. Or if you are wanting to just get into gaming and you're not really sure where to start, I think Massive Darkness would be a great one for if you're a fan of fantasy.
Yeah, like we said,
that kind of stuff.
These types of games, they're the gateway. That's how somebody that's not into RPGs but enjoys fantasy. This could be the way to get them into the RPGs.
Looks like Game Trade Magazine is watching us. Those guys.
Oh, those people.
Those are our kinfolk. All right, we're gonna put this bad boy over here so people can see the progress on him. See what everybody says in their ass.
Nothing.
Yeah. So yeah.
Hold.
So speaking of Game Trade Magazine, make sure you guys, if you don't already get it, go to your local game store if you have one, and get it, the most recent copy. I know that the October issue is going to be coming out real soon, and I believe it has some cool articles in there on Steve Jackson Games' new collectible card game for Munchkin.
Yes.
So you can check that out. But yeah, Game Trade Magazine is absolutely worth a look every month. You can subscribe to it. You can go to the website, GameTradeMagazine.com.
And like I said, I use it as a shopping guide. It's very, very easy for a lot of these things to fall into the cracks. Yeah. It's very difficult to keep up with all the new stuff coming out. Game Trade Magazine is the key one that I use to know what's coming out, because it's so many. You can't keep track. You can't.
There's so many products coming out in the gaming industry that you can get lost. Some can get lost in the sauce because of it, because there are so many.
Absolutely.
But the magazine does give you something to reference to make sure that you're keeping track of the ones that you absolutely
go through the Sharpie.
Like. Yep. I usually get like the little Post-its or sticky notes.
All right, now you've gone too far.
That show an arrow.
Now you've gone too far.
Tag each page.
The worst. Here's the line. Sticky notes.
Yeah, I do that, and I do it with a previews magazine as well. The previews catalog from Diamond. I'll go through and I do the same thing.
Then I create an Excel spreadsheet and I document everything from the spreadsheet into there also.
First off, I'm not that organized in that capacity. I'm old school. I mean, I literally use comic book backboards for everything. Palettes, I write notes on them. If I go to a meeting here, I take one of these and I write all my notes for the meeting on one of these. It's just, I don't know, it's just old school for me.
That's old school.
James says that the magazine is very dangerous for me because I want lots from it, if not all.
That's the thing. I mean,
what's up, Todd?
I don't know anything about the stuff that comes out anymore. This is my only link to the games now. The magazine.
Jeffrey says his local game store only focuses on Magic the Gathering. Well, that's okay. I mean, that is a game store. If you play Magic, then go there and check it out. But if you don't, you may need to find another game store for your other needs.
And sometimes that's a space issue also. If they don't have the space, or have a conversation with them, say, you probably do well with other games if they have the space.
The other thing too is that, most of the time, if a game store does just Magic or really focus on one or two products as their mainstay, they usually will have an account.
Right.
And you can, if you get Game Trade Magazine, you can say, hey, I'd like this, and they can order it for you.
Right, and if they don't have an account, making an account's easy. So having a conversation, Magic players also like board games.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it. They don't just play Magic; they play other things too. So it would only behoove them. And sometimes the store owners, they just need a little bit of reassurance. To be like, hey, I would buy games from you every month if you brought them in.
Yeah.
These are the games I like. Sometimes they just need to hear that.
Yeah, and like I said too, they can always, if they have an Alliance account, they can always order something. They can just go and say, I'd like this. Could you order it for me? And it'll be in,
Right, but if they're doing just Wizards, sometimes they just go through Wizards. They can't buy much board games through Wizards. They can get D&D though.
Right, they can get D&D. Mate says, get a GTM magazine and put Post-it notes on the games you want with a hint note written on them, hint, and leave the magazine laying around. That's not a bad idea. I might have to start getting like 5 copies of that magazine, go through, put all the Post-it notes in all the spots that I want something, put it in your ladies' magazine,
put one in the bathroom,
put one on the coffee table,
right,
go over to my friend Kurt's house and just leave one laying around.
The arrow's pointing
at it. I could always leave one, like when I go to the Midwest offices for Alliance, or whenever I see
my
Dan,
name was
Charlie,
on the cover.
You're like, Dan, Charlie, have you seen the recent copy? And it has another Post-it note sticking all over it. Yeah, you should check it out. It might be,
maybe something that you would like.
I'm just saying. It's
so you're
D&D for
basically
life.
leaving clues like a 5-year-old at Christmas time.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I literally am that person. All right, let's take a look at this. I think I need to put a little bit more around on it.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what you need to do. You're doing it right. And it's just gonna make that white go on easier, because white on top of black, is never it's not the most fun thing to do.
Yeah.
All right. Is my head down too hard? Am I all right, Johnny? Thank you. Now you got me worried. Oh, could have ruined my model. It's not my model. All right.
So yeah, so New York Comic Con is next week. Is anybody watching going to be at New York Comic Con? If you are, stop by and say hi. I'll be at the Diamond Previews booth, and if I'm not there, I'll probably be walking about.
Be wandering?
Walking about, doing interviews or taking pictures or something.
He's on walkabout.
Yep. And then, looking forward to all the cool things that are going to be going on at New York Comic Con.
It's crazy. I heard Baltimore's actually was really decent this year.
It was. It was a good show.
People got a lot of good reviews saying it's gotten much larger, a lot more organized, stuff of that nature.
Mm-hmm. They did a really good job. Mark Nathan of Cards, Comics, and Collectibles, who runs the show, him and his crew put on a really good show. They did a great job of, like you said, it was a lot more organized than normal. I got to go see Linda Carter, Wonder Woman, in concert Friday night at the show, which was really cool. I mean,
why was she in concert?
Because she's a singer.
Oh,
she's been a singer longer than she was anything else. She started doing was in bands and stuff when she was like 14.
Gotcha.
And then she went on to become Miss World pageant winner, and that basically launched her career as Wonder Woman. But she's always fell back on singing, and she does a lot of like jazz, like type of music.
Yeah.
And so that was a lot of fun to listen to her. And for those of you that don't know, Fallout 4, there is a female jazz singer in the game. That's Linda Carter.
Really?
Yeah, she did the voice of that character. And also, her and one of her bandmates, or a couple of her bandmates, actually wrote 2 of the songs that are in there. One's called Good Neighbor, and
really,
yeah, and then another one, I can't remember the name of it, but she sang those 2 songs at the concert, which was really cool.
That's neat.
To see that she still maintains a connection in pop culture, even in her current music stuff, which was really cool. And so we did that, and then Saturday night, they had the first annual Ringo Awards, which is for Mike Waringo. I think it's Mike, right? Mike Waringo? I can't remember his brother's name.
And what is that for?
So Mike Waringo is the guy who created the comic book Telos, which was like a fantasy adventure type book where this kid has like this gauntlet and has some power, and then his companion is this like anthropomorphic tiger warrior character.
Okay.
Really good artwork. Came out probably, I want to say between 93 and 96 sometime is when it came out. But so he passed away about 10 years ago. And so this is like a memorial, type award thing. And first year they held it. It used to have the Harveys here. Now they held this one. And the winners there was a lot of winners, but two of them stood out for me. One of them was my good friend Frank Cho.
Oh, did you?
He won Best Cover Artist with one of his Wonder Woman covers that he did for DC. And then Scotty Young won Best Cartoonist. Scotty is known for doing like very cartoony children versions or toddler versions of the superheroes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're so cute and adorable, and he does so many different like comedic Calvin and Hobbes-esque cartoons based around the DC characters, the Marvel characters in his format, and he's really he's a great artist, and it was nice to see that he won Best Cartoonist. He won another one too, so he won 2 awards that night.
Okay. Yeah, the other one he won was for Best Humor Comic for I Hate Fairyland.
That's right, the Best Humor comic for I Hate Fairyland. Yes, which is kind of neat to see that, because him and Mike were friends when Mike was alive.
Okay.
So that was very, it was touching, as was the entire ceremony, because you get to hear like the different presenters that get up there, and it just reinstills and is inspiring to hear all this information coming from these legends of the industry of comics, talking about their different experiences and interactions with Mike Waringo, and then it's just nice.
Sure.
So it was a great time in that capacity, and yeah, if you guys want to hear more about it, I'm sure they have on the Baltimore Comic Con website. You can go and see who all the winners were. I know that one of the graphic novels called March, Volume 3, won 2 awards, and that was really cool. The keynote speaker was the creator of Mouse Guard, which is super cool. If you guys don't read Mouse Guard, you should check it out. It's a great comic. Peterson is his last name. So yeah, it was cool.
David Peterson.
David Peterson. Yeah. I always, for some reason, want to say Daniel, but no, it's David.
That's not right, though.
But that's not right. So, David Peterson. Allison, you got it. You can pick it up at most places. I'm going to read some of the chatter going on in the box. I haven't done that in a minute. All right. Palladium. Is the poster putty reusable? I believe it is. Aren't we all 5-year-olds inside? Yes. Yes, the poster tack is reusable. Allison, absolutely. Plus, it's super cheap. You will eventually get enough paint on it that you'll need to replace it. Can also work as a mask for the Mini when painting if you want to cover up areas you don't want hit with an airbrush, for example. Allison says, sweet. Yeah, I use day clay because it doesn't dry out or harden, but it sticks too much to the Minis. Thanks for the help. Perfect. Got some people talking in there. Telos was a good book. It absolutely was. And yes, 1-Inch Heroes does know their stuff. Dudes, good evening from Crew UK. Loving this game. So looking forward to seeing what you do with the Minis. Awesomely. Thank you very much. James says, all right, boys and girls, I have mere minutes left. Time to go back to work. Thanks for joining us again, James. We love you having you in the room and chatting all the time. It's perfect. And Chris says, I'm watching while wiping computers for work. Perfect. All right. Very cool. We do appreciate everybody who does join us. And again, if you would be so kind as to share this broadcast on your social media, Facebook, and whatever other social media you might have as a platform, or a group that you might be in that might find interest in what we're doing.
It's true. And join ours. If you're not part of Painting Happy Little Minis group on Facebook, absolutely. Join us. Post your stuff. Give advice. Help us out.
Yup.
Help me out.
Help me help you.
Help me.
All right. Yeah, this bad boy's gonna dry. So we won't get this guy done today.
That's okay.
And that is okay.
That's okay, because this is the hardest part, is the big drying part of the base coating. After that, you'll be able to finish him in a day.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's gonna look great. Great.
That's actually pretty good. Pretty impressed. If I wasn't so scared, I'd be impressed.
So, final little note of fun. What movies have you watched in the last week or so, Kurt?
Me?
Yeah.
Movies.
Yeah.
I watched It last week.
Okay.
I watched. What have I seen? Jeez.
Even if it's just an older movie on demand or something, or something from your DVD collection. Or
I watched. What's it called? The Watchmen.
The Watchmen.
Yeah, I rewatched The Watchmen recently, and enjoyed it.
All right. The reason I asked this, ladies and gentlemen, is because tonight is D&D over at Kurt's house, and I just want to be prepared for what we're going to be experiencing.
Right. No, I'll keep that in mind. Get to meet Dr. Manhattan. Enjoy.
Great.
That was smart.
Because I always like to say that after he watches a good movie, some form of that movie will find its way into our game, be it a big naval battle.
Which, by the way, you were doing prior to that show, so shut up.
So, yeah, it's fun. I like to be able to...
It's good fun.
It's good fun.
It's all just good fun.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he's going to try to kill us tonight.
All in good fun. I don't know. Tonight is Amnesia night.
Amnesia night?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yes, you do.
I shouldn't have amnesia.
It is going to be loss of time tonight.
Oh, a year's time.
Yes.
Okay. But it will be, it's, okay, so that'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I know what you're saying now.
Yeah.
I smell what you're putting down.
If I like it. Sassy. All right. Drying. We're getting there.
We are. I'm going to show you guys one more time how this guy's looking. There we go. Rawr.
Grr. Arg. It's got to go from that to flames. It's kind of cool.
Yes.
Kind of a cool progression.
Do you guys do anything special for the bases? Tom's wondering. We have done some basing in the past on the show. We haven't done a basing episode in a while, so it doesn't mean that we won't. I don't know.
We tend to not have enough time
Yeah.
to do the bases. That's the problem. We should. Maybe that'd be a good idea just to do an episode where we base all the other stuff we've worked on.
Not a bad idea. But we did do it on most, if not all, of the miniatures we painted for All Out War. The Walking Dead All Out War game, we did base up almost all of those miniatures. So you could go back and watch that if you wanted to, or we probably should do another episode showing
I think
basing.
probably a decent idea.
Yeah.
Not a terrible idea.
Kane says, "Oh, a new show, basing happy little minis."
Yes.
Dropping that bass. Jeff, thank you for sharing. Craig says, need a name for a group of adventurers comprised of a human dragon shaman, an apeling monk, cat folk monk, Valkyrie fighter, half-elf werewolf, natural born fighter, and a twin tieflings in warlock. The other tieflings, one warlock, the other a demon hunter. Any ideas?
Yes, the hot messes.
The hot mess. New show, Chris says he's excited to see the flames. One Inch Hero says, Artificer, Fine Detail Standard, Flat Dry Brush, Shade Brush, Standard, and Fine Detail are my workhorses. They carry his team. Artificer for eyes, purity, sealing, writing, etc. Flat Dry Brush for basing, Shade for target. Okay. Just talking about the different brushes.
Somebody has different brushes, yeah.
That's cool. Very cool. All right.
Put this little layer
Massive
of
Darkness.
washes on here, and you can put them over there if you want.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah, just like
Show you what
first.
Kurt's been working on.
Do.
This one is
The High Troll.
the High Troll, who has a deep voice like this.
No, he actually talks like this.
He's the High Troll, and he's like, "Hey, bro, cool. What did you bring?"
It's just,
What is he voiced by Sean Connery?
Nah, that would be like this.
I am the last one.
I am the last one. Sean Connery. He's like, "Welcome to the Rock."
The worst. I never hated myself more in this moment.
He'd be like, "I'll take
Nope, swords. I'll take swords.
I'll take swords for 200, Alex."
S words. Alright, let's grab him by the horn. Hook him horn.
All right, here we go. I am the Troll Lord, High Troll. Very cool. Yeah, that looks great, man.
He looks all sweaty.
He does look sweaty. Well, I must be a High Troll. He and I have the same glandular issues. Gross. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying this, again, we ask you to please share it. We do enjoy being a part of your community every week. You allow us on your computers and in your homes,
Sure.
in stores. We want you to be a part of ours, so if you aren't already a part of the Painting Happy Little Minis group on Facebook, please request to join. We'll add you in. Share all the miniatures that you're painting, any processes that you use to get certain effects. Drew from 1 Inch Heroes is always in there. James is in there. There's a bunch, Kanan, a bunch of others are in there, and everybody is really helpful. If you have questions or concerns about, am I doing this right, or what process do I need to do to make this effect? Everybody's really cool and helpful, so it's a great community to be a part of, and we're glad that everybody's coming together to build that community. Go to your local game store. It is imperative that we do this because those small brick and mortars, as all the politicians say, are the backbone of our society. So yes, and they are. As far as, if not the backbone of our society, they're absolutely the backbone of this industry that we all love, and we want to see our local communities grow by having more and more people show up, supporting their local game store and finding new players to play in the games that we all love and enjoy.
Indeed.
So
Then we need to play this one too. I think.
I agree. I do agree. We don't necessarily have to paint them all.
No, there's no way.
Yeah.
No, I mean, especially if we want to do this in a timely fashion, I think
Right.
that we would have to not do that.
But I think maybe the bosses would look good painted.
I think the bosses are maybe the hero that you plan on painting.
Yeah.
And then everything else,
it
not
comes
worry
with
about
6
it.
heroes.
Yeah, figure out the hero you want to play.
Yeah. And we'll probably get a group of people to play this, not just you and I.
All right, I'm good because I'm terrible at these games.
And
BTC.
Also, just to give you guys a heads up, next month we are going to do a paint off, a speed paint event. I don't think you and I are actually going to be involved in painting that day, but we're going to bring Dave back and Drew, and they're going to go head to head and paint the same miniatures.
Just the two of them?
Just the two of them. We're going to be commentators, like an ESPN, like, oh, look how he picked up the brush and just applied that paint right there. Oh my God, Drew is moving ahead. You know,
because I have other painters. I have other people if we want to get more.
Like Justin, Shin, or Jason. What's his name?
Justin's too slow, but
is he?
but no, I have a few others. So
Okay,
we'll talk.
Maybe we'll make it even more grandiose than just having two people head to head. But yes, we are doing a speed paint event next month.
Yeah, we don't want to do two people because Drew cheats, so he'll be doing this.
Oh, does
and
he?
He's the freaking worst.
Does he? That
I've seen
guy.
it happen. So no. So Drew will have to be by himself, so he can't mess with other people while they paint.
All right.
And one of the stipulations we can't. There's no blue and red used in this paint schemes too.
Oh, then hell, he's out. He's not going to make it. Yes, it'll be broadcast on ESPN 8, The Ocho.
The Ocho.
But it should be a lot of fun, so make sure you guys mark your calendars when we announce it. We'll get more details to you guys real soon because it's going to happen probably mid-October, before Halloween and after New York Comic Con. So right in somewhere in there.
Sweet.
When we get the opportunity and can get everybody together. So when we announce it, add it to your calendar. Make sure you guys join us for that.
It's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. But they're all going to be painting the same miniature.
Right.
So, yeah.
With the same paints?
No, I think they can bring their own
They can bring their own stuff?
They can
Okay.
bring their own gear and let them
I think it should be all Apple Barrel.
Oh, my God.
Come on, the Apple Barrel 1000. Yes. That would be great. Are you kidding?
That would be interesting. And also, that episode will be longer than our normal, which is about an hour. It'll be an hour. They'll get an hour to paint. And then
An hour to make noises?
Then it was about 30 minutes of judging and showing off their miniatures, everybody's miniatures that participate.
Sweet.
And
we'll leave it to them to judge.
Of course.
Yeah, leave it to the people watching. So it'll be up to you to judge who gets the big championship trophy, which I'm sure is going to be huge and awesome.
Yeah, it's probably going to be
dollar store.
I'm probably going to go to Michael's and build something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, something just disgusting.
I like it.
I'll probably get one of those big giant paintbrushes and just put it on a stand and be like,
hammer it with a nail.
Yeah, and have it say, Game Trade Media Speed Paint Event, first annual speed painting event, or something like
Best
that.
painted and misspell it.
Yeah, of course.
BST.
Yeah, BST.
BST PNT.
Yeah, something like
Best
that.
paint.
But it'll be worth having on one shelf for whoever that winner might
Best paint 2013.
Yes.
But no, it'll be cool. Good times.
Put a mini on a thread stool and paint it gold. Mate has it.
Been there.
It's a poor craftsman who blames his tools. I will work with what I'm given.
See, there it is.
But I think, Drew, weren't you the one that asked if you could bring your own stuff? Because it makes you more comfortable in the process.
Big talk.
Big talk. But that's all good. We'll have a lot of fun with it.
Apple barrels.
And, oh my God, could you imagine?
We'll have to do that separately, but that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
The Apple Barrel Challenge.
But I also like Mate's thing there. Put a mini on a thread stool and paint it gold, and there you have it. And then get like a little wood base from Michael and just glue that on there.
We've done that.
Yeah.
I've absolutely done
Perfect.
that. He knows I've done that.
That would be awesome. So again, finally, we're coming to the end here today, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you guys. We were painting the Massive Darkness minis from Kumini or Not.
Yeah, talk to your local game stores. Find out when it's going to be available. Pre-order it. It's a big box with a lot of stuff, guys. So
CMON. If you go to CMON.com, so www.cmon.com, you can also find more information about the game there. There's so much product expansions to this game already. It's definitely worth adding to your collection, and especially if you like miniature war games, or miniature skirmish games.
Right. I mean, if you like dungeon crawls, And if it's a good way to get people into the hobby that haven't done it before, so.
Absolutely. So there you have it. I'm Rick here for Game Trade Media, and this is...
Kurt. Hi. It's me. Faster. That's me!
Oh, there he is. And
Did you spell my name?
Painting Happy Little Minis. We will be back Thursday at 2 p.m. right here again. So make sure you guys come and join us again. We're going to continue with Massive Darkness on Thursday. And then Friday we have Building Character. We're not really sure what we're going to be doing yet Friday, but we'll let you all know. I'm sure it'll be fun. All right. Have a wonderful afternoon, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Don't forget to subscribe to Game Trade Media. Leave a like and comment on what videos you'd like to see next.